Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to create this design in Figma, and it's a very easy design. So let's get right into it. Alright, so I have my setup here as usual. I have created some assets which I'll be using for these tutorials, from icons to colors, gradients, and to my images rather, and then the blend modes I've used for this particular design. So let's get to it. So I just move this aside, and then I'm going to create a frame. Just click on frame, and then you can choose from here, or you can create a custom one, but I'll just go with any one here. I think this is fine. Yeah, so I'll still extend this a bit. Yeah, you can have your measurement. I know a lot of persons will be there saying, why is he dragging it? He's supposed to use a measurement and all of that. Yeah, sure, you can do that. So the first thing I do always is to create a layered grid. So all you have to do is come to the layer grid on the properties panel, click on it, and you'll have this. Now I always use the columns. So go to the columns, and then you can choose. I don't have a fixed one I use, but I mostly would use 12 or 16. So for this design, I think I'll be using I would use 16, and then we can go back into it. Yeah, let's just bring this closer to what we're doing so everyone can see. I'll just bring this closer. I'll group this and reduce the size so it's in our face. All right. So let's get back to it. Okay. So then, so we have different layouts. We have the search. We have the major image, and then we also have the side images that I have used for this. Um, so we're just going to create um, search the search part, and I just move it, and yeah, come over here and just change it to 200, and mostly use 100 or 200, and then we can align this to fit in this. And then I'm going to use the square tool and just draw a rectangle. You can draw it to fit to any point you want it to, but ensure this is lapping wherever you fix it. So I think yeah, yeah would be okay for this, and then I'll extend this so they're on the same alignment. You can see the lines touching each other. So I just move this downwards a bit, and then all I'm going to do now is to create a low fidelity. So I just continue with what I'm doing. I'm going to bring in this other one. Now, how this was created, I'm going to do it, and then I'm going to bring in this, but I don't think there will be need for that, so I'll just bring that in. And yeah, let's just bring one of these into the board so we see what we're doing. um I just clicked on shift plus 2 to focus on an object. So if I'm focusing on this, I just press shift and 2, and I'll focus on it. So how this was created was simple. I had to round the corners. Just use this, round the corners a bit, somewhere around 15, or let's say 14, and then I go to edit, and yeah, so edit, you can hold this and just drag it downwards, and you're going to create that. So there will be no need for this after all. So we just delete this, and then all I have to do now is to duplicate this. So I'm going to duplicate this, move it to the side, and yeah, so we want it to be small. So I'm going to change, I would have to change at this point, I would have to change my grid. I'm going to have to change them to somewhere around 24. Yeah, or let's do 30. Yeah, 30 is fine. Yeah, so this is how I create my. I know there are people that would critique this and say, oh, he's not doing the right thing. So whatever you feel is the right thing, please comment in the comment section and I'll be willing to learn from you. Thank you very much. And yeah, with that done, I'm just going to move this aside. Yeah, so we have this, and then I'm going to just move them so that it laps properly. Um, yeah, so we have this. So I'll just duplicate them and just hold shift and drag downwards. Now it's supposed to be somewhere around here, just like in our illustration here. So I'll just drag it downwards a bit and then bring this to the focus and move this upward until it laps. Once you move it, once it's coming closer, you see the X. That X is telling you, oh, you've gotten to the margin. This is the margin. So that is fine where it is. I'll just move this inside and then push this to this point. And yeah, same thing would go for this and this. So it laps. You can see the margin lines, like I said. All right, so let's proceed with what we're doing. Yeah, so this is our illustration. I'm just going to hold shift. I'm going to click on this. Going to move this aside. Hold shift, hold control, and just drag it a bit out. A bit out. Yeah, so I think that's fine where it is. Let's get back to what we're doing. So this is the first. This is where the images are going to be. I'm going to duplicate this obviously about 3 times. So I'm going to do duplicate. I'll move it slightly upward. I'm going to change this color to a darker shade of this. So we feel that. Then I'll put it downwards. I'll hold shift and just move it slightly so it looks more like checks behind shapes. So I'm going to duplicate this again. I'm going to move it upward. Now I'm going to change the color to the front color, so then send that to the back. Hold shift, move it upward a bit, and I just bring it down. Yeah, so that's just it's going to be more like flips. So once you click on this, it's like flips for this particular creation. This is a gaming UI landing page, so it's not all of the details, but we have most of the details here. And then I'm going to add the down button. First, I'm going to add the text. I'm going to bring in the square and just drag from somewhere here this way. Yeah, so this is going to be the other text, so just make this darker, and I'm going to bring this in. So I'm trying to make this really fast, so I'll just take this out and just bring in my text. I have my text here, so I'm just going to bring in my text because I'm trying to make this really fast. So with that, I'm just going to increase the size to give it some form of hierarchy. So ensure your texts are not like looking all the same. Don't have something looking more like this. So if you have this, don't have this again. Just accept you're creating topics. Accept you're creating topics or creating some kind of bullet points. But when working with landing pages, ensure that it's your text is following proper hierarchy. Yeah, this might not be proper, like I said. I'm always open to corrections, and whoever is watching, feel free to tell me what is best for this. I'll go on. So we have to create the buttons. So we already have a button here, so all you have to do is duplicate it so that you follow, um, so everything is consistent. So it's downwards, just hold control and move it upward, or just right click and use any of this, bring to front. So I'm going to reduce this to somewhere around here, reduce this to lap with the text here, and there's going to be a text inside of this button. So I have the text here already, so I'll just bring it in and choose the color white, and yeah, it's in. So as it's in, I'm going to just increase it a bit. Yeah, I'll still increase it somewhere around here because there's going to be an icon in here. So I'm just going to bring in the icon right now. So the icon I'll be using is this. Yeah, so I'll just leave all the details here, but I just have to just bring this in. I'll bring this in. I'm going to duplicate this and bring it in here too. Um, so yeah, I'm going to do this. Move it somewhere around here, and there's going to be a search. So duplicate this, move it upward, somewhere around here. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so going to do this search. Okay, at this moment, I'll just pause. Let me attend to something. I'll come back. All right, guys. So I had to attend to the gas vendor. I'm going to continue from where I stopped. All right. So, like I said, we're going to make a lot of adjustments. First, we'll start with this. Change this to black. Make this an outline. Close this out. Make this two. And then we're going to have to move this in a bit. So somewhere around there. Move this somewhere here. Okay. Hold K and just scale it down a bit. Yeah, that's superb. And then I'm going to just copy and paste the down part, which is this. This is going to be here. I'll just take out the blur, make this black, make that black, make this black, make this black. Yeah, make this also, make this also black. The inner ones should just be white for now until we start adding colors. Make this black. Alright, make this also black. So that's fine. We have this, it's on a grayscale. So we'll bring in our products. Just bring in the products, hold K and just extend a bit. So somewhere around here should be fine. Somewhere around here. And then would still have to extend the length of this. Hold K and just extend. Yeah, so somewhere around here. I'm going to move this to the other end. This is because the frame sizes are not the same. So you can see this, you can see this. They're like two different things. So just move this to the end. I like to do some adjustments. I think the frame is a bit bigger than the other one. Or let's do this. Reduce this, hold K, hold Shift and Alt and just reduce it to the same size. And yeah, we have that. So let's continue with what we're doing. Um, so we have this. Just gonna put this here. Put this. Sorry. V. Click on this. Move this. Yeah, it's fine. Move this here. I think we might have to make some adjustment to this. Yeah. So somewhere around 790 by 56 width and height. We have this, our products, bestsellers. Yeah, the bestsellers was there, so I'll just delete that. So we have other texts we're going to be creating. So I'm just going to copy them actually to buy time. So I'm just going to copy this, duplicate, and send it here. So this is going to be here. For the body text, I've used 10, and so I'm going to still increase this because it looks a bit smaller than um, than others. So we forgot to put the image shape. So we're just going to do that. So I'll do this and extend this. Just bring this bit. Just cover it a bit and just move it downwards a bit. Yeah, so somewhere around there should be fine. We'll still have to reduce this because of the image box. So move this to this point, and then just duplicate the both of them and just so we don't have to duplicate the both of them. Just move one. One is fine. Alright, select all of this and reduce the size. So I think this is where it comes to play more. Yeah, so we have that. And then I'm going to move this also, to the right. Alright, so we have this and we have this. So just make it lap on that grid, on the grid line. So that's fine. With that done, I'm just going to change this to black. Black. Just pick this. Black is fine because we're still working with grayscale. Duplicate and move it to this one. Click on this, duplicate and move it downwards. Yeah, and I'm going to do shift control top to bring it to the top. There's a bracket, I don't know what they call it, so if you know it, that's all you have to do. And with that done, all we need to do now is bring in our button. This button is going to serve as a link. It's going to serve as a link for these shapes. I made a mistake. I'm supposed to do this at the front first one so that it maintains consistency across all of this. But yeah, you can always do that. Hey man, come back here. So with that done, I'll just align it over here. Align horizontally, sorry, vertically. So the edges are touching each other on the both end. Like I said, I was supposed to do that before doing this. So all we have to do now is duplicate this and just move. Click on this, duplicate, and just move it downwards until it laps. Yeah, so that's it. Beautiful, beautiful. So we have this now. Change this to black. We're done with our low fidelity, if that's what they call it. No, this is high fidelity because we have like the details in there. So the low fidelity would be more of shapes and some objects. So we have this. This is our initial, and this is our high fidelity. Sorry, I'm making a lot of mistakes because I'm a bit distracted. Um, I think recording in the evening is more better than during the day. So we have this, and we are going to now bring what we've done so far to life. I hope I'm not so fast. Yeah, so I think we have an issue here. Have to make this a lot bigger. increase, move this downwards a bit, and then just bring this also downwards a bit, and then hold this, hold K, and just move it to the right a bit. I think somewhere around here. Beautiful. That is beautiful. With that done, we just have to bring our assets closer. The colors and everything that would be needing for this design will be closer. So we have this done. I'm going to move this a bit. Yeah, awesome, awesome. So right now we're going to sprinkle colors all over this. So we're going to start with um, this. This is going to be white. Yeah, so it's white. Yeah, we're going to make this. So let's go to our color palette. We're going to make this color and make this color. Make this the color of magenta. No, magenta is not so good. Make this shade of purple, and the inner one we're going to make it also magenta, and then the last one we're going to make it a shade of blue. This is cool. With that done, we need to hide our grid so we can now see what we're doing. We're going to give this a stroke so that we can see that we have something there. So we click on this and make this blue. um, Before adding the gradient, we're just going to make this white. All of this, we just have to just, once you click on all of them, you can make them white. Let's do this. Yeah, so you can pick color and just make it white. I'm going to make the button color red. Make this text, this text, and this text the color of this. These are going to have colors also. So for that, let's first off do this. No, that won't work. So just have to select it manually. So let's just change all of these colors first. Yeah. So zoom in into that and just pick all of this. Yeah, that's wrong. Choose white. Awesome, 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 awesome. I don't like how this is looking so grayish, so I'm just gonna make it blue. I'm probably, yeah, just make it blue. For now, I'm gonna change the down buttons and this to this color, red. Awesome, awesome. That is awesome. Yeah. So we're just going to move our images. Just place our images, and then we're going to clip them to those shapes. But before we do that, let's just place our images. I'm going to place this here so we don't keep going out of the box. So I'm just going to bring this color in here because I'll still need it for the gradient part of it. I'm done with the rest of the colors, so let's focus in here. um Beautiful. This is beautiful. So it's time to do some clipping, and then we're going to do some lifting. I call it soft lift. So there's a technique to add some blurs, but make it really soft. Don't make it too harsh. So with that said, we're going to do that briefly. I'm just going to make this come downwards a bit. Yeah, and then I'm going to select this and move it downwards so that we have some breathing space um, at this point. So with that done, I'll select all of this and center them. Yeah, awesome. So we now have equal margins at the both end because of those reductions I made. I think one of this is supposed to be black. I think it's yeah, should be black. Yeah, awesome, awesome. Where's our black? Awesome, awesome. This is absolutely awesome. So we're going to change this to the color of this. Yeah, awesome. And then we're going to have to make this gradient, but first let's clip these images to the shapes. So what I do, I know many of you, like I always say, would say this is not the best practice, but what I do is this: I click on the shape, duplicate it, and then select both the shape and this, and then I come to use as max. Once I max it, it's been maxed. It's been maxed. You do this um, for images that don't have backgrounds, but for images that have backgrounds, you can just easily do this. Let's delete the first one. Just click on the both of them and max it. Yeah, once you max it, you find this marks around it. Now the color is transparent. That's why I said if you have images that have backgrounds, you need to duplicate. But if you don't have images, if your image um, have backgrounds, then it's fine to use the existing shape in there. So select the image, hold K or press K, and then just move it around until you have something you love, just like the music by Ed Sheeran and John Legend. Yeah, so click on this. Also do the same thing. I'm just going to do the same thing for all of them. All right, so that's done. So we have our images all set. Mind you, there are calculations to all of these things. I'm trying to make this really quick because we have like over 20 something minutes already. So right now we'd have to make this a gradient. So click here, come over here, linear gradient, and then I'm just going to take the actual color that was the existing color and put it out here. Move this to the side. I'm just going to move this outside and put this here. Click, bring out your pen, your picker tool, and just pick the color. And then I'm just going to move it down here because it's going to create a shadow effect. So I put the darker part at this part and put the lighter shade over here. So the um the shadow on this image shows really well. Delete this, and then right now I'm going to increase the size of this to something like this. That's awesome. That's beautiful. I'm going to just increase it a bit. It could be here. Yes, beautiful. Now we. This is where it comes to play. This doesn't have a background. Okay, so that's what I was explaining here. This doesn't have a background. So what do you have to do? You have to duplicate this. This is what I do. I duplicate this. But before I duplicate that, I'm going to add a blending option to this. So I'll click on this, come to this part that says layer, click on it and go to hard light. Now hard light is going to make it blend with the color. So once you click on hard light, you see the blend. You see how sweet it is. See, this is the before and this is the after. See how sweet it is. So with that done, click on the background, duplicate it, click on this image and max it. So that's it. With that done, very easy, very sweet. We're now done with our UI design. So all we have to do now is lift some things to create some interaction to make it more very what's the word, very um, functional. I'm going to lift this. That's why I gave it an outline. I'm going to take off the outline and just bring this closer to my screen. Move this upward, and then I'm going to give it an effect, a drop shadow. I'm going to give it a drop shadow. Click here because your drop shadow can't be looking like this. Oh, come on, bro. So click here, make this. I'm going to make this 50. Okay, let's make that 40. the y-axis, I'm going to make that 40. The blur, I'm going to make it let's say 50. And yeah, I'm going to make this 30. But then that's not the color I'm aiming for. So I'm just going to move this aside until I have a color I'm rooting for. Something like this. And yeah, something like this. Yes, that's sweet. So let's try making this slight um, off from white. It's going to give us a kind of shade that I like. Okay, awesome, awesome. That is awesome. That's awesome. And then we're going to do it to the rest of this. But let's start with this. We already have this two. So this is going to be flat because one of your both buttons cannot be red. That's absurd. That's really absurd. So um, one has to be functional, and which is this. I think this is the best sellers. You want people to know that, oh, this is the best seller, and yeah, this is newest, but yeah, you need to buy this, and this is new, but this is what is making wave in our product market. So click on this. We're going to add the same color of drop shadow to it. Click on drop shadow. Make this 50. Make this 70. Okay, so let's come back and make this 40. And then we're going to use the drop picker and just make this color, change this to 30. Let's see how that looks. Beautiful. So let's just do 35. Let's see. 35, 60. Beautiful. Beautiful. That is beautiful. Soft and beautiful. We're going to do the same thing over here. I'm just going to do the same process. So just go through it. I'm going to fast forward this part. Thank you. So I'm gonna love you now. That is all I know. So I don't wanna think about. I think let's leave this way. I'll leave that way. I'm just going to make some adjustment to this. I think this, duplicate this, click on this, unmax it, and yeah, that's going to be our base for this part. So we have this, and we're going to create the same thing. 40. I think we'll do 50 this time. 50, 40. Same color. Let's see. That's the 60. All right, here we have it. Here we have it. All done in Figma. Our text is hidden behind, so we could just move this. Yeah. So there we have it. Our text back and everything awesomely done. in Figma. Alright, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video, please share with your friends, and let's keep growing. Until I see you next time, stay safe and keep learning.